Okay, so I always like to share my story about the product first
Please.
because ultimately, when I was scrolling Facebook, I was looking for something to make me feel and look better. So, my name is Carrie Noviello. I live in Massachusetts. I am a hair stylist salon owner. I have twin daughters. They're 23. I'm an empty nester. They just moved out. And my pup, Charlie, if you follow me on social media, he's the love of my life. So for me, I hit menopause and everything that once worked to keep me in shape and make me feel good or at least feel my best wasn't working. And I felt like I hit rock bottom because I was gaining weight like crazy. I had this brain fog that everyone complained about, and I thought they were just exaggerating. I wasn't sleeping all of a sudden. And the worst part for me was something that I had conquered years and years ago and I was so proud of was my anxiety. My anxiety was debilitating when I was younger. I would pass out and pee my pants, and it was horrific, as you can imagine, and embarrassing. So when that started to creep back and I wasn't sleeping, and then I had this brain fog that literally made me feel like I was forgetful. At 53, well, 52, when this started happening, I thought, wow, do I have early onset? Is there like I would ask my daughters all the time, please let me know if I'm repeating myself. I can't remember if we watched that movie. And it was just this like ripple effect with everything. I was sluggish. I didn't want to work out anymore and all the things. So when I was looking for something, the thing that I said to myself when I opened up this studio, I said, I really, really want to have products around me and offered to the people I care about that are all natural and as clean as possible, right? So I started doing that in the studio, replacing things and really focusing on that. So then when I knew that I needed something, I thought, well, I can't take something that doesn't align with that. And I felt like I couldn't find anything. Everything had something in it. Either it wasn't vegan, it didn't align with my values, or it wasn't cruelty free, or, it had some nasty things, hidden at the bottom. And I definitely didn't want to do the shots. Personal preference, I did not want to do that. So when I saw one of my friends sharing something about a holistic all natural product that was changing her life or whatever she said, I don't know what it was, but I scrolled back and I looked at it, and I know and love my friend and I value what she shares. And when I clicked on it, it brought me to Danielle's page. And I'm like, wow, she is hot. And I'm like, what is she doing? Because if she's doing something and it's working, I want to know. And then when I saw that she was married to Chris Collins, now I have followed him for years and years, and he used to inspire me years and years ago. And I value his input and his opinions on things. So I thought, whoa, maybe I'm going to look at this. So anyway, I reached out to her and I said, hey, I see you, started this new product. Can you give me some information? She shared the information. I said, I don't want anything to do with the business, but I really need help. It was super affordable, in my opinion, even though I had no business spending money. I just knew I needed to feel better. Ordered the product, and after I got it, an hour into it, I don't know how or why, this is just my experience, but after an hour, I was like, oh my God, someone took that tight hat off my head and I can think clearly. And I just felt like I was walking like a little lighter. And I thought, okay, what is this? Is it just giving me energy? I called her. I'm like, is this normal? Because I feel kind of good. And she's like, girl, it's incredible what it's doing. And then we chatted for a little bit. And I don't know what came over me because I swore I would never do network marketing again because I sucked royally in the past. Stayed with the company for 10 years. I did nothing, made nothing, but I loved the product. That's how loyal I am. And I did not want anything to do with it. But something came over me. I don't know if it was God intervening and just saying, Carrie, this is what you've been praying for. I asked God to bless me. I said, God, please bless me. Get me out of this hole so that I can help others. And for some reason, I said, well, again, I don't have the money for this. I took my last credit card. I had 5 credit cards, guys. 4 were maxed out. One had $250 left of available credit. At 53, no money, barely getting by with my studio, working my butt off. And something came over me and said, Do it. I bought the package for $229 and change, and I went guns a-blazing. I don't know if it was just Danielle inspired me, God intervening, or it was just the fire was lit and the product was absolutely phenomenal for me, that my business just exploded. And people were excited. People were running with me. Friends were joining. And it was just absolutely incredible. I had never seen anything like that before in my life. I have watched people do this on social media, and I'm sure you have too. And I've always looked and thought, either they're lying or they're exaggerating, because this just doesn't happen. But when I tell you it happened for me, I mean it. If you don't follow me already, go on my Facebook. It's all public. There is no exaggeration there. It literally turned my life around quickly and abundantly. And I am so incredibly blessed that I wake up every day and I still thank God. I'm like, is this my real life? Like, is this my real life? I feel great. It's helped me get out of situations that I never thought I could get out of. And I can go into those things if Neil wants to cover those tonight. But when I tell you this product changed my life, there's no exaggeration.
I'm sure there's a lot of ladies on this call that may have been having a similar experience, similar age of life. I'm probably not experienced to talk about those things. I'm certainly not experienced to talk about those things. But there's probably quite a few ladies. So anything else you'd like to share about that, Carrie? I'm sure the ladies on this call would appreciate that.
Yeah. So for me, menopause was absolutely debilitating. People had talked about it for years. My doctors were like, oh no, you have a ways to go. But the night sweats, the not sleeping, the weight gain, the belly bloating, the not going to the bathroom, all those things were accumulating, and it was just weighing me down. And I know for us women, just the weight gain in the midsection, we're not even going to talk about the libido. Forget it. Forget it. If you have a high libido and this menopause comes in and crashes on your brain and just makes your body feel so lousy that you don't even want to be intimate, you don't want to do all these things, you understand what I'm saying. And when I tell you this product changed all of that for me, it's no exaggeration whatsoever.
Wow. Well, ladies, if you've got a question on this subject, please unmute yourself. From what I experienced of Carrie at boot camp and following her on Facebook since then, she's a bit of an open book. I think so, as you've probably discovered in the last 10 minutes. So I'm sure Carrie's not going to mind. If you want to unmute yourself and ask a question about that particular subject, please feel free to do so, because I don't know what to ask about that.
Yeah, please do. I know that it's so hard sometimes to, especially later on in life, where we're proud or we're embarrassed and we don't want to talk about these things. But the truth of the matter is we don't have to live like that, despite what they say. We don't have to live in pain. We don't have to live with all that weight in the midsection because it's just menopause. And we certainly shouldn't live in a world where we can't sleep and go to the bathroom and be intimate if we choose so and be uncomfortable. We shouldn't. That we need to change that, because God created everything we need. And if we just open our minds and trust our friends and family and people that we know, that there are things out there that will help us naturally. And I'm so glad I was open to something new, because my life was really bad. It was really, really bad. And it's funny because when you say that my life is an open book, it wasn't before. I was pretending. They say fake it till you make it. Well, I never made it. And I was faking and I was lying to myself. And that served no one. So I love that this company and the people, especially at boot camp, the open arms and the warmth and the love and the support to share our stories and be comfortable sharing our stories. And knowing that every time you share something as little or as big, even if it's just this product helped my husband not snore anymore. So now I can sleep. That was on a call I had. And I'm like, she was like, well, my story is not large enough. Yes, it is. Your husband doesn't snore anymore. He sleeps better. He doesn't need a CPAP. And now you're sleeping better. We all know that we need sleep, right?
Yeah.
Now I am a complete bear if I don't sleep. If I don't get my 9 hours sleep, I'm a bear. I need it. We need it. Well, we need it to, we need that rest and digest time. We all know that. But some people are just so easy to settle. They're like, oh, I just don't sleep. I toss and turn all night. I have night sweats. My husband snores. I snore, whatever it is. You don't have to live like that.
So what's your favorite product, Kat, other than PHIX? Obviously, PHIX is a given. That's the flagship product. So what other products do you really like in the suite of products that we have?
That is a great question because I did a ton of videos today and I was talking about all the other products because I was just PHIX girl, PHIX and Fulvic. I'm obsessed with parasite cleanses. I've been down that rabbit hole since 2020 about getting rid of all the parasites, if that's even possible, out of our bodies, and then getting rid of all the inflammation. So obviously PHIX, staple, Fulvic, love, must. But I am newly obsessed, and this is to any of my ladies and gents, if you have any weight you need to lose. When they told me to do the Slim Core caps, now I didn't want to take caps. I just don't want it. I don't take medicine. None of that stuff. But I was not losing the weight like I wanted to. So they said, well, try the caps. I get so much energy. Try the caps. And I was like so hesitant. So I'm newly obsessed with the caps and the coffee. And I also wasn't a coffee drinker before that. So people say, I'm not a coffee drinker. Well, I wasn't either. 10 years ago, I just gave it up and never went back to it until now. So I have my one coffee, Java coffee in the morning. And then around 1 or 2, I have my one cap and then my greens with my fulvic. So I would probably say the caps and the coffee. That's my new obsession. And I've lost 10 pounds since
Since,
boot camp.
since boot camp.
Since boot camp, yeah.
Wow, what's that, 3 weeks, 4 weeks?
Yeah, 3 weeks.
That's just on the coffee and the caps.
Yep. And
Wow.
I have not, people ask me this, so I always follow up with it. I have not worked out. I haven't worked out since I moved. So before October 15th, I haven't even got on my Peloton, not once. So it's just product because I've done nothing different. I'm actually a potato because I work and sit on my new couch with my big TV. I need to get my butt in gear. But yeah, amazing.
Wow. That's incredible in that shorter period of time.
Yeah. Does
So,
anybody have any questions for me?
is there anybody got any questions on the products particularly? No, cool. So when did you join MPG? When was that epiphany?
February 9th, 2025. And I am horrible with dates, but that one I will remember forever.
She's not even been
February
a
9th.
so literally, what's that, 9
Yeah,
months? 9 months ago?
9 months ago. 9 months ago. And then what was it? It's on my Facebook. I want to say February, March. Oh gosh, I shouldn't quote dates. I'm horrible. But Blue Diamond was so quick.
May, wasn't it? Looking at your pin post on Facebook.
What does it say? May 9th?
May, something like that. Let's have a look.
Yeah,
May,
May.
definitely May.
March, April, May. 3 months. Yeah, 3 months. Incredible. We have over, let's see, 16 on one leg and 17 on one leg, 1,700 on one leg, and 1,600 on the other leg. So over 3,000 people in our organization.
Wow.
Incredible.
So to be that successful that quickly, Carrie, you've obviously got a real big background and success at network marketing before, haven't you?
No. Gosh, no. Failed miserably. You know what? I go so far as to say, when I opened my first salon when I was 23, I always said I never want to own a business again. I don't want to do network marketing. I don't want to own a business again because I suck at managing. I would say that about myself. Can you imagine? Imagine saying that negative stuff about yourself. But I would say I am good with the hands-on. I'm good at the technical stuff, but I'm not good at managing. I'm not good at motivating. And I was so wrong. I was like sending the wrong message to myself. And I don't know what it was that led me to just really seeing the vision so clearly in this company. Danielle, Chris, God, obviously, but I don't know. It just like opened up this need and want to help other people, knowing that I don't need to be perfect. I don't need to have all the answers. I just need to care. And just having the support in this company and the freedom to celebrate my faith and the freedom just to be goofy and vulnerable and share all these things, it just, I don't know, it just made me feel like I could be good at this, if that makes sense.